Hey everybody, I'm Amy from BodyFit by Amy, and this is your arms and abs of steel workout. In this workout, we're gonna work your entire upper body and core using both some heavier to medium dumbbells as well as some lighter dumbbells. If you have a bench or a chair, we're gonna add that into your workout as well. Of course, I'm gonna give you lots of different options to work to your fitness level. Are you ready? Let's do it. Start just by marching and moving your body. We're gonna get the body's core temperature up, blood flowing, muscles warm, roll those shoulders. So if you notice, I have my bench with me today. If you have a bench or if you just have a sturdy chair, we're gonna be using that just to do some seated exercises. Nothing fancy, and it's nothing that you can't also do from either a standing or a seated on the mat position. So if you don't have a chair or a bench available to you, that is okay. Let's take one arm to the back. But if you have something that would work, keep it close by. This workout is inspired by the 90s, the 90s into the 2000s. Buns of steel, arms of steel workouts that were huge in the probably back in the VHS days, even into the DVDs. So you have a buns of steel coming up later on in your week, buns and abs of steel. That's a lot of fun, inspired by that as well. But I thought this year I would add your arms of steel to our move challenge, because that franchise really took off. So in one of the original arms of steel, she is using a chair. They're actually using quite light weights, right? Thankfully, we have changed what we know that we want to lift heavy, but at the time that was probably really challenging for a lot of people maybe who had never lifted weights. But it was a really great start to getting women especially into strength training and doing a little bit more than just aerobics, right? Let's take our arms out wide here. We're gonna take it flat back down and round it up. So we're warming up mostly through our upper body, but of course our spine, our hips, everything that's a part of our core, because we're working all upper body and core. Here is what we're gonna do, team. So as I said, we're gonna start with that chair or that bench. If you have something, take those arms here that's a little bit heavier. I've got my 15s and my 10-pound weights. I want you to start a little heavier. We'll do some heavier lifts. Then we're gonna take it down to the mat. We'll get some core focused. And then we're gonna close, walk those feet in with a flow, round it up right here. And let's take it right here. We're gonna hinge. We're gonna bring it up. So you stretch out your back, open it up. Then we're gonna close with some higher reps, lower weights, right? Since that was the thing back then. So I have my 5-pound dumbbells for that. If you only have one set of weights or you only have a couple of options, don't worry. I'm gonna talk you through it. You will have ways to do it. If you have a chair or a bench, I want you to take your hands back, a little stretch here, and then back to center, all fours. Stretch here, and back to centers. If you don't have that, I just want you to take it from the floor, or you can even take it on the wall, whatever you need to do. So, starting heavy with our bench, taking it down to the mat, ending with more of that flow, almost like what now we would consider that bar or Pilates type with lower weights but higher reps. Remember, we need both, right? Pedal those feet right through here. And you can have your hands on the bench or hands here. Let's do a little standing cat-cow right through here. So remember, we need both. The important thing is that we get progressive overload. Slowly roll it up right through here. And let's tap and reach across. All right, so I'm gonna give you lots of options as I always do. I want you to have fun with this one, being a little bit different. The good news is I got my new outfit here, which is actually all of those styles from the 90s, early 2000s are coming back, right? The bike shorts, the taller socks, our chunky white sneakers, our scrunchies, right? So this is a brand new outfit that actually I think works for this workout. I think the very first Buns of Steel was maybe 1989, and then on into the 90s and early 2000s. It's around for a long time, and really credit to them for getting people moving at home and moving in ways maybe they hadn't moved before, right? So let's take our arms right up through here. All right, team, so we are going to take it in a seated position, cross it here with your heavy dumbbells. If you don't have something to sit on, then these first few exercises you can do from a standing position, and then there are a couple where we take the core where you can take it down to the mat. All right, so go ahead, bench this way just so you can see a little easier, but you can sit on the edge, whatever you need. I'm gonna start with my 15s, and I'll have my 10s close by. All right, team, so here's what we got. We're gonna start with a seated hinge. So I want you to think of a deadlift, like we do that deadlift here, and if you're standing, you can do it there. But we're gonna do seated. We're gonna have our hands by our side. We're just gonna hinge. We're gonna come up straight. So what I want you to think about is that core. I want you to think about your back, right? And I want you to really think those shoulders are pulled back, all right? So it's a little seated deadlift. You can sit on the edge of the bench or the chair. And we got 45 seconds for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hinge it here. We're gonna stand up nice and tall. Now, it may just feel like a little bit of a stretch. And again, especially if you're used to doing those standing deadlifts, which I know we are, but this is just a way to get our core, our stabilizing muscles, right? Our abs of steel, working hard, and also in that back. And if you're someone who struggles with deadlifts or hinge motions, this is a great option, a great modification where you can feel that back, right? And you can feel those hamstrings and glutes, but it's a great way to take the pressure off the low back if that's something that's a little tough for you, right? So keeping the shoulder blades pulled back. What we don't want is this, right? So pulling back, 3, 2, 1. All right, team, so we're gonna stay on the edge of that chair and we're gonna take it to a bent over row. So you're gonna hinge towards your knees, you're gonna bring those elbows up towards your hips. If you'd rather take it standing like we normally do, you can do that as well. And then as you can guess, we're probably gonna put them together. Here we go. We're gonna hinge, we're gonna take it to that row. So we're here. Now this may feel a little different. Again, if you're used to standing, you can of course take it standing. We're pulling those weights up by your hips. Of course, if you need to, you can go one at a time. I actually think I feel this a little bit more on my back because I don't have the rest of my standing body as much for support. So I have to really pull with those back muscles, right? Pulling from the floor. Again, making sure we're not rounding here. We're keeping those shoulders back, chest open, butt low. We got 10 seconds. Squeezing those back muscles. Yes, you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it out. All right, so little twist here. Now we put them together. All right, we're gonna take it hinge, row, sit up nice and tall. If you're doing that standing, you know what to do. We do this all the time. But if you can from here, 3, 2, 1, hinge, row, and bring it up. So I want you to remember these seated exercises. It may be a way that you can go a little heavier than maybe you do in a workout where keeping it controlled, where we're all standing. The reason I don't do a ton is I don't want you to feel like you have to have a lot of equipment or that you have to have a bench, but certainly some people do have a bench and it's a great tool. Woo, again, I feel those arms. So really focus in the back, pull towards your hip bones, shoulder blades in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, team, so stretch that out. Now I'm gonna go a little lighter. Here's what we got. I'm actually gonna turn a little bit to the front so you can see. We got bicep curls. All right, so just your regular biceps, sit up nice and tall. Here we go. We're gonna bring it up and in, and down and out. What I want you to think about, whether you're standing or seated, is that core control, right? Our core is working just as hard to stabilize. Remember, that's our core main's job, to stabilize that spine. So as we're doing our curls, our ab muscles are making sure we're standing up nice and tall, we're supported, our back is not moving or wanting to do the work, right? And breathe again. I'm kind of surprised that things feel a little heavier from the seated position. We can't use any momentum. Guess we could, but we're not, right? 3, 2, 1. All right, you can hang on to those weights. Now we're gonna take it to our basic shoulder press. So we're here, we're up and down, just like this. All right, we got 45 seconds. Probably can stick with those weights. If you need to go lighter or heavier, you can, or switch it to one dumbbell. Here we go. And again, in that very first arms of steel from the buns of steel, abs of steel companies, she was doing a lot sitting in a chair, again with baby weights, but great way to get started. feeling it, you guys. So if it starts to feel heavy, one at a time, or you always have the option, take one dumbbell here. Right through here, elbows in. Again, thinking about that core stabilizing so we're not leaning back or letting ourselves round forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, team, so now let's get a little bit of core. We got 20 seconds each side. We're gonna do a seated side bend. So if you want, you can have a weight here and here, or you can just have one dumbbell here. That's what I'm gonna do. 20 seconds right, 20 seconds left. Here we go. So it's a small little bend. My hips are not moving. My core is stabilizing, and then it's what we call lateral flexion. You're just leaning down to the side, right? 5 more seconds on this side. Go ahead and switch that weight to the other side. You probably are feeling it. Here we go. 20 seconds. What I'm not doing is letting my whole body move, right? Zip it up here, hips stay stable, and it's just lateral flexion through my torso. 3, 2, 1. All right, team, 2 weights again. Now here's how we put them together. One side, curl and press, and then you can either bring it back down here and do a little side bend, or you can keep it up and do this side bend. If that doesn't feel right for you, bring it down to your shoulder, but we're gonna alternate for 45 in 3, 2, 1. Up, curl, press, side bend, right here. Curl, press, curl, and again, if you need to, curl, press, bring it back down. Maybe that's a little better for you. Bring it back down here and side. Yes, up, up, woo, up. Almost done with this portion on our bench. All right, so really focus on going heavy, getting strong with those arms, because then we got a core focus, and then we put it all together. 3, 2, 1. Yes, team. All right, so next exercise, chest and shoulders. We're doing what's called a seated lift. I'm gonna move a little bit to the side so you can see me. We want those arms coming up and here. So seated, you're bringing down behind you, up and in, almost like you're lifting to level with the shoulders, all right? Again, core is engaged. Then we're gonna take it overhead triceps. Then we'll get a little core. Then we'll put the lift and the tris together, all right? Go ahead and join me. Probably want something lighter to medium on this. It's a challenging one, but you can do it. Shoulders back, core engaged. We're gonna bring those arms, hands behind your body in 3, 2, 1. We're up and in, and down and out. Up and in. Now, you can bend your elbows a little bit, but what we don't want is for this to end up being a bicep curl, right? We want it to be a lift and down. Now that is really challenging for me. If you need to, you can go one dumbbell in the center, just like that, or you can alternate one at a time. But chest and shoulders, it's a hard exercise, but you can do it. So together, or alternating one at a time, slight bend. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's hard, right? All right, let's go overhead triceps. So one dumbbell or two, we're here. We're going behind our head and straight up. You're engaging that core in 3, 2, 1. Behind and straight up. Now again, I'm making sure that my core is stabilized. Seating, sitting, or being seated is gonna help. What I want to avoid is half reps, right? If you're feeling like it's so heavy you can only get to here, I want you to switch to one dumbbell, right, between two hands, and get all the way down, all the way up. You're gonna feel the difference when you do that, right? And breathe right through here, right? Then we can really get that full range of motion, keeping those elbows in tight to our head, not out here, right here, straight up and down. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, team, set those weights down. Let's get a little core. If you need to be on the mat for this, you can. You can either do seated, bring your knees in here, or turn on the side of your chair, or take it to the floor, and we're here. Here we go. It's a V-sit. I love doing these off of a bench if you have it, because there's a little more balance involved, right? So you really have to wrap that core. But if that bothers your back, one knee at a time is a great option, or take it to the floor. I have on my dance tights to be very 90s. That's what she's wearing in that first Arms of Steel, but man, it's hot, right? 15 seconds, really thinking that you're pulling from the center, right? Not hip flexors, even though you're feeling them. Really think that core is creating the movement. Hands for balance, but not pushing. 3, 2, 1. Stretch that out. All right, last thing from this seated position, then we take it to the mat, team. Here's what we got. It's a tough one, but it's a good finisher. Lift, bring it up behind your head, triceps. So try those medium dumbbells if you can. If you need to go lighter or one dumbbell, you can. But we're here, bring them up behind your head, slowly down. We got it, 45 seconds. It's a tough one, but you are strong, you can do it. Then we're taking it for some core. 3, 2, 1. Up with your lift, then here, then slowly back down. So you do have to bend your elbows a little bit more coming into a press, but controlling it from the lift. Up, bring them in, overhead. If that feels too clunky, just pick one. Maybe you want to just do your tries. Woo! Up, here. Maybe you just want to keep it here to finish it out, right? Nice, good, strong triceps. If you can get that lift in between. Oh man, I feel my heart rate on this one. I hope you do too. 3, 2, 1, and burn. Yes, team, set all those weights to the side. Set your bench or your chair to the side. And how about, before we take it to the mat, let's shake that out. Here's what we got. Tap and reach across, big stretch. 30 seconds only, little cardio interval, but also to open everything up. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Nice, good stretch, and also getting everything moving after all that heavy seated work. And now we take it down to the mat for core. I think that's gonna move quicker, and you'll have a nice good core burn. So you can take it across your body, you can take it over your head, whatever you need for you to get that stretch. You can do a little more cardio if you want, up to you. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's grab some water. Woo, that was a long first circuit, right? Cheers, y'all. But you did it, right? All right, team. So, woo, catch your breath. Join me down on the mat. Now listen, this is all core work. If you need to take some of this standing or seated, you can. I'm gonna give you options to modify. But we're starting down on our back, and we're starting with our basic dead bug. Modification for this is just a little leg slide and arm right through there. But if you can, we're taking it here. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Remember, we're not just loosey-goosey, just letting them go. I want you to check in with that core. So let's get a good core set up. Little tuck of the pelvis, not overly tucked, but pulling it in, hips to ribs, ribs to hips, button up that rib cage, feet up in tabletop, arms up, gentle lift of that pelvic floor. So do you feel that strong, stable base? Your core is turned on, but we're breathing through, right? We're gonna get more of a contraction on the exhale, but you're not expanding and releasing. You're keeping that strong, active core breathing, and we're moving in 3, 2, 1. Out, everything in. So close the core, even though you're keeping it stable, as you take the opposite arm and opposite leg out, you're taking a big exhale and pulling everything in. Really thinking about what's happening in the center of your body. I gave you a little bit longer of a setup. I know we don't normally get that, but because we've been working on our cores, those are all things to think about when you get into that core work, right? Breathe. slow and controlled. We're gonna build as we go. 5 seconds. Get that mobility in the shoulders as well. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. All right, team, so we're gonna take our feet down. This is straight out of the original Abs of Steel. We're gonna actually make that pelvic tilt like we do in our deep core work with a crunch, all right? So crunches are fine. We want everything moving together. Here's what it looks like. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt and crunch. Join me here. Right through here. So what's happening is instead of just your crunch, right? We're doing a little pelvic lift. Not a bridge, but you're not staying stable. We're actually pulling the pelvis in. Feel what that does to your deep core. Inhale. Doesn't have to be a full TA breath or deep core breath, but using your inhale and your exhale. Feel the difference? So I want you to think about this. I don't do a ton of just regular crunches in my workouts that much anymore because I know often we end up isolating. We want the entire core working together. But when we are doing it, I want you to think about that lower core activating as well. And a little modification is just to do that pelvic tilt, right? 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, team, so now we're gonna take it full crunch. So feet up. So now it's a little lift, reverse crunch, and an upper crunch. So still thinking about that tilt, but you're lifting a little bit more. Hands behind the head, everything in, everything out. Here we go. And here. So what we did here is we prepped ourselves with our stabilizing movements, right? Our dead bug, where we're just working on isolating, stabilizing, getting that foundation. Then we added that little pelvic tilt to prep for this. And here we are. Again, if you need to modify, you can just do one or the other, or just a little pelvic tilt. Deep core, everything together. 15 seconds. I know they're getting tired. We're moving to our sides in just a minute. So keep it going. Lifting through the center, not your arms and your legs. It's your core. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll over to your side. Ooh, little stretch, team. We're coming up into a side plank. Now we got 45 seconds, but I'm gonna give you some variations as we go. You can come up on the knees here, or all the way up, but join me here. Here we go. So we're lifting. Really think about drawing that elbow towards your hip, just imaginary, right? Just to lift, lifting up through that shoulder, right? Through the armpit, lifting the hip. And then from here, we're just gonna lower down and scoop it up, right? I actually want you to go all the way down to the resting point. Feel what that does. And then I want you to think about lifting from your core. If you're on your knee, that works too. Last one. And then from here, we're gonna just fold it over and up. If the twisting is not right for you, just keep your regular. Last one. And relax. Stretch it over. Take it to the other side. So same thing from here, team. We're gonna lift first. We're gonna add that little lower and up. Then we'll add that little twist. Join me here. Here we go. So get set. Elbow beneath the shoulder, drawing towards that hip. We're here. Yes, you can. And then we're down. And we're up. Yes. Breathe. We are almost in the home stretch of this workout. So hang with me. Can you do a little twist right here? Take it down and up. Yes, down and up. Boom. And relax right here. Woo. All right, team, so go ahead and turn into your mat. We're gonna take it with the plank singles. If this is not right for you, I want you to stay here. You can do a little leg lift, or you can do a little knee hover. But if you can, we're all the way down. Plank singles, remember we're using our core only to lift to the knees and then up to the toes. Here we go, big inhale. Exhale, use your core up to the knees, use your core up to the toes, and then slowly down. Now, the goal with this is to not push through your elbows, not push through your knees, and not push through your toes. See what happens when you really just try to make it about the core, lifting your torso off the ground. Use the exhale, and up. This is one of my favorite core exercises. One, because it's a great modification if holding planks for a long time is hard for you, but also because it's super challenging if, breathe right here. Whew. You're using your core. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, last thing from here. I told you, abs of steel. Here's what we got, team. We're holding that plank, if you can, to all the way up if you need to be on your knees. And we're doing a little hip pulse, dropping the hip down, but all on one side. 20 seconds right, 20 seconds left. So here we go. Join me at the top. I know they're on fire, but here we go. Drop the hip, little pulse. Little pulse. If that's not right for you, I want you to be on your knees. Drop as if you're trying to use your oblique. Again, same idea. Whoo, burn. I know, team, I am right there with you. And guess what? This is the last thing on the mat. Then we're grabbing those light weights. Other side. Here we go. Drop it right here. Here. Yes, you can. I know. Boom. 10 seconds with that little hip drop. It's small. Use the core. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Oh, stretch it back. Oh my goodness, you guys. So come up a few little cat-cows. I know. We're in the home stretch for sure. We really worked our arms. We really worked our core. Let's put it all together. Quick sip right here. Cheers, y'all. Woo! All right, grab those light weights. So this is it, team. This is our last round. We're gonna grab our lighter dumbbells. Now, if I'm gonna be using fives, 3s, something like that, maybe even 7s or 8s. If you don't have something lighter, just use your heavy as long as you can, and when you need to drop them, drop them. It's gonna be a lightning round, so go ahead and grab these. We're gonna start in the center. This is all about getting our heart rate up, leaning into those higher reps, right? And leaning into that muscle endurance. So we got our heavy strength, we got our abs of steel burn. Now let's get arms and abs of steel together. So we are gonna add a little bit of lower body just for a little momentum, but you can leave it out if you want. We're gonna start with a little half squat and an alternating press with rotation. So join me here. We're starting the clock. You don't have to worry about intervals. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna be done before you know it. Here we go. So little half squat, you don't have to get super low. We just want that momentum. So our arms are working here, but also as we rotate, we're getting our core working as well. All right, and again, if you're using weights and they start to get too heavy, drop them down, drop to 1, whatever you need to do, because we already got our heavy in. Now it's about muscle endurance, it's about movement, and it's about getting it done. Right through here, let's take them here. We're gonna bring them together, or just one, cross and press. Cross and press, right here. And up, yes, I'm feeling it, I hope you are too. Cross, so core and arms and abs of steel, right here. Let's finish it out. Here we go. 4, up, 3, 2. Can we take them over our head like we did before? Little tries right here. You can step one back, elbows in. A lot different with these lighter weights than when we went over our head, and especially when we add that lift, right? Now let's add that front knee. So we got triceps and knee. Take them over. If you want to just do one dumbbell, that works too. Triceps and knee. Yes. The reason we did this last is because we already fatigued the muscles with the heavy weights, right? Seated. So they're already feeling it. That was strength, pure strength. Now we're getting strength and endurance, and it's our finisher, right? 4, and in 3, 2, and 1. Yes, you can, right here. Tap it out. Woo! Now we're feeling it, right? So little taps, and we're gonna add just some biceps, right? Up and down, super light, but we're gonna add on as we go. Remember, this is, again, is all about muscle endurance, so even if they feel crazy light right now, or crazy heavy, We're gonna feel it in just a minute. So add a little knee for balance and core, right? Yes. Arms working, abs working. Yes, you can. Take it right here. Curl, up, and down. If you want, take it here. Up, up, out, and down. Yes. Out to the side, little W press, right? Working them here. Yes. Let's get 4 more. 4. And breathe. 3. 2. 1 more. Take them right here. Out and in. So we're getting those arms. Now we're getting our back. Yes. Breathe. Can we add a little step? Step. Just to get more things working, but if you feel like you're losing your form, keep it stationary. Right here. 4. Yes, you hate it when I count down slow. I know, me too. 2. Yes, 1 more. Take it down right here, a little stretch. Yes, team, shoulders back. Let's take it wide. Woo! Burn, I know. And up. Breathe. Can we add a little bit of core with just a little tap? And I know it feels weird. Why is that core? Because anytime we add some movement, we have to stabilize, right? So our core is having to work. We're gonna add more as we go. Can you keep that movement with your arms, but turn your palms forward? Feel the difference in your back, right? Take it up. Staying in that hinge position. All right, can you keep that same movement with your arms, but turn your palms to the back? Looks like this. Little trickier, right? Here we go, 8. Yes, you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up right here. 1 up, 1 down. Here we go. Pull it in and out. After this, we'll finish strong on the mat. If it starts to feel like too much, just take it to here. I know you may have a heavier weight. That's totally fine. You're still gonna feel the arms and core working right here. 8, 7, big squeeze. Squeeze your arms even if you don't have the weight. Squeeze in the back, press with the shoulders. Arms are working. 2, 2, 1. Let's switch your sides. Here we go, get set. If you got 1 dumbbell and it's heavier, you can also go here. That's an option too, or again, just your body weight to the mat right after this, so stay with me. Whew. Here we go, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's that for a little burn, right? Join me on the mat. We're gonna finish it in just a few minutes. I promise. Let's take it down all the way here if you can. I'm gonna adjust my microphone. We're gonna have those weights up top, chest fly. Let's take our feet right here. So you're going out and in. Again, if you have those baby weights, you might not feel it in the beginning, but we're gonna work hard enough that I think you're gonna feel something. Breathe. All right, can we take those feet up? Lower one leg, squeeze it in. Yes, you can. Breathe. Keep it moving. If you got heavier and you need to alternate, that works too. Can you take both feet down right here, nice and slow? Down for 2, up and in. Bring the knees. If you need to bend the knees a bit, maybe you need to make this a smaller movement. Maybe you just need to march it. Maybe that's a good option for you. Out and squeeze. And up, 2 more. Last one. Right here, triceps. Down, twist it up. There you go. Feet can be straight up or in tabletop. And if you want, little lift. We got triceps and lift. Again, if you're pulling your neck, keep your head down. Just do the tries. If you want to go out and in, out. I know, I feel it too. 8, up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Hold it here. Little bicycle, nice and slow. 1 dumbbell or 2. If you want to take it to just the 1 or none, we've got 8, 7, yes, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it over into your high plank position. I know, team. So 1 or 2 together. Here's what we got. We're gonna lift our opposite arm or opposite leg while we roll, then little lift. You know this one. Let's finish it out strong. Here we go. Row and lift, knee lift core. Row and lift. If that's not right for you, just keep that knee down and just engage your core. And up. 4 more right here. 4. And lift. 3. Super light for that row, but that's okay. 2. 1. And lift. Slide it over to that other side. You're gonna switch them right here. Row and lift. And then lift that leg. Lift. If you need to put your hand down in between, that's okay too. As you lift the knee, again, I want you to think, just like our plank singles, you're using the core to lift. Try as best you can to not push through the arms and the toes. Use the core. Breathe. Lift. Last thing right here, team, you're coming either up on all in that high plank or on all fours. You can keep the weights in the center. Here we go. We're gonna rotate back to center. You're gonna rotate back to center. This is it, team. Finish strong. If you're feeling like your arms need a little more, add a little push-up in between. I'm not gonna do that, but you can. Or you can add that weight. Push it up. We are so close to the end. Here we go. Finish it out for 4. And up. Strong core, strong arms. Arms and abs of steel. You got it. 2. 1 more. Boom. And relax. Set those weights to the side. Big stretch back. Child's pose. Yes, team. Reach those fingertips long. You can even rest your forehead down on the mat. Really reach away from your body. Sit your hips to the back. Press the shoulders down. Yes, team. Let's take one arm under into that child's pose and stretch your shoulders. So I really wanted this workout to be a mix of a little bit of heavy lifting, right? But from a chair, throw back to arms of steel where we isolated so we could really work on our form, only we're going heavier. Other side. And then add in some of that work like we do sort of aerobic style from back in the day with a little higher reps. Muscle endurance, lighter weights. Come up, let's roll through cat-cow. So leave me a comment, let me know, how did you feel in this workout? Did you feel strong? Whew, breathe. I'm hoping that you felt good, that you felt like your upper body and your core were really getting it done. Let's take your hands. If you have a chair or bench, I want you to sit back from here. And guys, please make sure that you get more of that stretching, especially through your upper body, through your back, on your own. We're keeping it pretty short here so we can get you out of here. Woo. Roll up onto your feet, hands either on the chair or the bench or on top of your legs. Stretch through that back. You can pedal your feet. Let's slowly roll it up right here, roll through those wrists. Thank you so much for joining me today. Leave me a comment, leave me a like. Let me know if you like this type of workout. Get excited if you're following our calendar. We've got buns and abs of steel. a lot more of that endurance style stuff, but I think you're gonna like it coming up later on your weekend. If you're not following our calendar, if you're just joining for the first time, check out all the links in the description. You can get that monthly calendar for free. You can join our monthly challenges. You can, of course, roll those wrists, take it here. You can, of course, join us in the BodyFit Athletic Club over on our app where you get all of these workouts as well as lots of additional support, live streams, Q&A, exclusive workouts, registered dietitian and me, and nutrition plan. So check us out right there, leave me a comment, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and come back for more. Let's get one big deep breath in and out. You did it. That was your arms and abs of steel workout. Great job, everybody.